It is just a gorgeous day today in Oregon. But on the forecast and what the news is talking about is that we have some type of supercell storm that's going to hit later. And we may experience thunder and lightning and extreme hail. And it inspired me to come out here. One, because I want to enjoy the sun. But two, because I wanted to tell you all that you are the sun. That is what you are. And our life experiences are the weather and the changing seasons. And in spirituality and in occult spirituality, that is well understood. But it's also easy to understand. Things are gonna come and things are gonna go. You're gonna experience pain and you're going to experience pleasure. But ultimately, what is behind the clouds, what is behind the rainy days is the sun. It's still there. It never really goes away. In fact, without the sun, there can be no experience. There can be no weather. There can be nothing. All of this beautiful life requires the sun. And all of this beautiful life requires the rain and requires all the different seasons. But the thing is, each season in itself isn't good or bad, but all of it helps push forward the growth of life, the evolution of life. We need the rainy days. We need the cloudy days. We need the sunny days just as much as we need the suffering and we need the pain to push us and pull us in the direction that we are meant to evolve in and where we want to evolve. Imagine if every time the rain showed up, the earth became depressed and tried to reject the rain. Imagine the earth could reject the rain. What would happen? All of these birds would go away and all of this green would go away. Life would go away. Because the rain and the gray and the clouds is all an extremely necessary and important ingredient to the overall health and survival of the planet, of the earth. And it seems ridiculous to even think about the earth rejecting the rain. But yet in our own lives, we constantly suppress and reject our own painful experiences. We suppress them and we pretend that they don't exist. And we don't allow ourselves to feel them. And sometimes that means we experience a trauma as a child and push it down and never begin the healing process. And sometimes that means we stay in a relationship or we keep a friendship that is not serving us because we don't want to experience the pain of walking away. And so it's easier to experience the familiar and comfortable pain of staying in the toxic relationship or the abusive relationship or abusive job, toxic job. it's easier to suppress the traumatic memory, to never acknowledge it and to never talk about it. But really, it's all an illusion. Because just like how like I said earlier, when the earth, or if the earth were to reject the rain, it would kill all the life if it was to suppress the rain from coming. And so what we're really doing when we stay in these toxic relationships, or when we suppress a negative, painful experience or scary experience, we're really killing our authenticity. Now, technically, I don't really believe that we can ultimately kill our authenticity, because only what's real exists. And to be authentic is to express honesty, and honesty is a reflection of truth, and only what is true exists. And so ultimately, when you don't express your authenticity, when you don't allow authenticity to flow, when you don't allow life to flow, you are just preventing yourself and preventing life from growing. And maybe if the earth was to reject and suppress the rain, eventually, if it did allow the rain to come, no matter how desolate the earth may look, I'm sure life would begin to grow again. Anyways, I got off track from the sun. But ultimately, behind all of these experiences, even behind the earth, is the sun. Without the sun, none of it can even be real. The earth can't be real, or can't live, which means that there can't be any rain and there can't be any changing of seasons. Without the sun, there can be nothing. And you're the sun. Without the sun, there can't be a Cody. Cody is like the earth. It's just the character. The earth is just the character. And no matter how much the character changes, ultimately there is the one that's playing the character. That's really who you are. It's who we are. And so for me, instead of these stressful experiences in my life weighing me down like they used to, I recognize that ultimately these stressful experiences, these weights that I still experience, it's not the real me. And as soon as I remember that, oh, Cody's just a character. Cody's just a temporary expression of the real thing that I am. The weights that Cody is carrying, those burdens are lifted, and life begins to flow again. And the authenticity of the truth of who I am begins to come through even more brightly, and in ways that I ultimately authentically wanted. For example, so many of us think, well, I authentically want to be rich. But underneath being rich is the authentic desire to be free. Because we are all innately free. And because of how the world is currently structured, more money means you have more options available to you, which means you have more freedom. And so we can look at all these desires and thoughts and experiences that we're having, and underneath everything, there's going to be the program that's running, and then there's going to be us, the authentic consciousness, the awareness, the sun that shines behind it. And when we begin to tap back into that, when the rain comes, when the stress comes, it's because for some reason we are misaligned with who we truly are. We're forgetting. And it's just a call to remember. And then once we remember, our actions begin to change in the world, which then changes our environment, which then brings new cloudy days and new rain, which ultimately helps us grow, helps the trees grow, helps life flourish, your life. So don't forget who you are. Enjoy the sun and enjoy the rain.